Hello, and welcome to episode 163 of the Game Brew Podcast, the bi-weekly video game podcast where we sip delicious bevs and discuss video games. It's me, your host, Dan Dr. Mario Rotz, and I am joined by Allison Paper Mario Van Dievender.
I see nothing because I'm paper.
That's true. He is a
and that's definitely the first time that you did this intro. It was great.
Thank
Spot
you.
on.
I did listen. I'm good at it. And Chris Metal Mario writes.
Was he only Metal Mario in the Smash games?
No, he was in Mario 64 is the one where you could turn into metal because they like that.
Right.
It had that really cool well, at the time it was the really cool metal filter. And on this episode of the Game Brew Podcast, we asked the question, is it time to send Mario to the old folks home? Happy March 10th. Happy Mario Day, everybody.
Yeah, happy Mario Day.
Allison, I just want to say I love you so much. Whatever's white on your screen, you might want to turn the volume down. You look like a ghost.
Yeah. I can't fix it.
It's mostly white.
It's just my screens. I can't fix it. It's the sheets, the script. It's white. I can't undo that.
How many screens do you have? Do you have two? Can you move it over to like this one? Or to the next
why
one?
is your screen so bright?
What do you mean? Every screen I put it on, it's going to be this bright. Ready? Is that better?
Oh no, it's the same. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same.
A little bit better.
But that's okay. Wait. Can I turn it? Hold on. Maybe is there?
I'm pale.
Dark?
I have no pigment on my skin.
Is there a dark mode? Is there a dark mode? Well, everyone who's here, thank you for Allison is here in spirit, literally.
Just minimize it.
Perfect. You don't need this script. There's nothing important in there. I'm going to tell you what everything is. Okay. But hi everyone. This episode we're going to be talking about. Mario because it's the Mario Day. It's Mario Day. But first, this is a Bevs and video games podcast, so we're going to talk about the Bevs first.
Yeah.
Chris, what are you drinking?
I'm being lame and was lazy, and I just have some loose cannon from Heavy Seas. So
good
it's kind of one of my go-tos. Highly chuggable.
Tell me why.
But it's a pretty. I don't know. It's like my kind of like IPA that I measure all other IPAs against, like not hazies, but just regulars. And
got it.
Regular
Okay.
IPAs, and it's I don't know. It's just really solid. It's got like a nice hoppy base. It's not too hoppy, just hoppy enough. It makes me hoppy.
It makes me so happy. Oh, yeah, that's great. That's good. You know, you liked Heavy Seas whenever.
I've talked about Heavy Seas a lot. They're where I do trivia every Wednesday. So I guess I'm
every Wednesday.
kind of a fan.
Kind of a fan. And Allison's. I do want to point out if you're listening to the podcast, Allison's makeup is great, which is why we're pointing it out. It's just
thank you.
The contour. It's the contour is different.
Look,
it's because it's because the eyes and the lips are so dark that it makes everything else.
No, this is
because
just me.
Computer land.
Carrie always makes fun of me for this. If she was here in voice, she would be just slamming me for how dead I look. But that's fine. That's
right
okay.
Now, it would sound like Harvey Kiner was Harvey. No, that's the guy from. No, who's the guy from?
Who sounds like this? Who's Harv? Is it Harv? No,
I think I'm right. Anyway,
no.
But anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Allison.
No, but what I was going to say is actually when I was young, I used to try to wear red and pink all the time. And I was told not to by girls because it makes you look sick. So this just confirms all those theories, but I don't care. I'm doing it anyway. So nice. I'm drinking just in honor of the redness for a Mario Day, since that's our theme. I just had Code Red.
Just Code Red, nothing else in it.
And rum.
Perfect.
Is there rum? Are you just saying that? Or?
Sorry, it's tequila and lime. I didn't make it for myself. I'm sorry. I was running short on time.
Oh, tequila and lime and Code Red is what's in there?
Yeah.
Nice. Actually, that sounds delicious.
Refreshing?
The liminess of that plus
Can confirm. It's like the lime brightens it. It's really good. It's really good. So I think this drink.
What's the chuggability of it? What's the chuggability rating?
Oh, I mean, it's like Code
question.
Red, right? So it's like a 1400 chuggability.
A 1400 over 9,000.
Wicked Thai Chicken is now following us. Thank you, Wicked Thai Chicken.
Oh, thanks, Wicked.
Thanks, bud. Good to play ARAM with you yesterday for a little while. That was fun.
Oh, nice.
I'm drinking.
That's it. You're drinking.
I'm drinking. I mean, I have to talk to both of you for the next hour, so I'm drinking.
Yeah, to be fair, that's the only way anyone can tolerate me. Bottoms up.
That's what she said. I'm drinking a Victory's Cherry Blossom IPA. Beautiful can, by the way, because it's cherry blossom season. But also yesterday, Hannah and I went to the Philadelphia Flower Show, and we got to look at a bunch of the flower displays and stuff that was there. It was really cool, very pretty, very fragrant. And if you have allergies, make sure you take Benadryl before you go, because boy, was I itchy. Yeah. And Hannah couldn't breathe after a while.
And it's an allergy boy.
As an allergy boy, I must say, I am. I was pretty itchy. Hey, Despair PH following us too. Thank you, Despair. Thank you, Despair. But yes, it's pretty chuggable. It's got cherry notes to it, so
yeah.
It's a little tart. It's a little tart because of that cherryness. Moderately chuggable. I'm going to adjust that to a moderately chuggable beer as opposed to an extremely chuggable one, because it is like an IPA, like a standard IPA, and not like a New England IPA, which I find myself drinking more, and like very fruity, citrusy ones.
New England IPAs.
Yeah,
and
New England style and like hazies.
Yeah, I've been pretty into those as well.
An upfront tart cherry flavor meets fruity hops and finishes with subtle floral notes to bloom a crisp refresher. It does have some floral notes, which is pretty nice. Moderately chuggable. It's pretty good. I love Victory beers. I like drinking beers that are like Pennsylvania specific. So if you're in this area in Pennsylvania, you can get it.
Yeah, I feel the same about Maryland beers.
Allison, you need to start drinking Virginia specific rum.
There's actually, I think, one, and I never get it because I don't think it looks good, but I'll try it for the sake of the pod.
But you don't have to. You don't have to, but it would be.
I could do it.
Fun.
I could do it. There aren't many. I've seen one.
I've seen a few.
I assume like Silverback has one, and Fox something.
I think the Fox one is the one I saw, but I don't know. The label just didn't entice me, I guess.
I'm seeing around us like way more distilleries open than I'm used to seeing. So I don't know if that's happening down there as well. But like, I don't know. Maybe it's the new cool hip thing to do. Open up a distillery.
Instead of breweries are a thing of the past.
Well, first it was, dude, we should buy a bar. Then it was, dude, we should open a brewery. Now it's, dudes, let's open a distillery. What's next? What's the next thing after distilleries?
Dude, let's open a weed shop.
A weed shop? Okay. We're not gonna stick to alcohol. No one's gonna just. I guess in the 60s was when people were like, dude, let's open a vineyard, and then that was in California. Oh, 70s. Sorry, in the 70s.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we'll come back around to that. Who knows?
Let's open a vineyard. Dude, let's moonshine. Or did that happen already? Did I miss the moonshine phase?
I mean, moonshine was really just a West Virginia phase that's continuing.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's actually available. Like, okay, I know too much about this. I'm not going to babble. I'll just take too much time. We'll talk about
babbling
this
right now.
No, I do know a lot about this, but that's because my whole family is from West Virginia, so I have no choice but to know this stuff.
You just know all about the distilling and moonshine game?
Yeah, like, because my dad, he loves moonshine, but he loves specifically apple or peach apple pie moonshine.
Apple pie.
And that's the one he likes. And he knew a guy who would sell it, but it's like not legal. So he would have to like sneakily get it. And then that guy stopped doing it. So then he had no contact, right? So that was the whole thing. And then he found out they're like making it legally now. So he bought some from the liquor store, but it's just not as good. Of course.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah. I mean, what you can get at the store is not quite the same.
No,
Yes.
I mean,
but anyway, my dad definitely doesn't have a whole bunch in his freezer now that he found a new contact, or didn't, allegedly.
I don't know what you're talking about.
listen, we're not cops. We're not cops. But the only as far as I'm concerned, the only moonshine that should exist is the kind that your friend hands you a non-labeled, just random milk jug full of.
Not a milk jug,
For
a ball glass, like a.
For me it's milk jugs, like an empty milk jug full of clear liquid, and he gives it to you and says, "Hey, this is moonshine. Drink this." And you go, "Okay."
Yep.
And then you don't remember what happens after that. But this is a Bevs and video game podcast, so we're going to talk about some of the games we've been playing. I'm going to go to Allison first. Allison.
Hey, yeah. So, two things. I just want to stamp about Extra Life.
We're not playing that game, the Two Things game. We're not playing that. I didn't make
we're
any.
Playing it right now. Okay. So, we did great. Sorry, I have a little cold, so if I get a little coffee, I apologize. But we raised $1,440.91.
Awesome.
Nice.
Which is amazing, and thank you everyone who came and hung out with us during our 24-hour crazy stream of nonsense that I can't believe we're still doing. And everyone who contributed financially, wow, thank you. It means so much to us to be able to do something like this. I'm sorry if I'm putting words in your all's mouth. You can speak on it too, but it's really, really cool that we get to take our platform and do something with it that gives back a little bit. I really enjoy doing it. I love hanging out with these guys, even though it's a lot to stay up for all that time, except for the 2-hour nap I took. So yeah, it was wonderful. And thank you guys. If you won anything, Carrie is working on that and she will get it out very soon. I think she's pretty finished up with everything, as long as you got her your address.
Yes. If you didn't, I'm sure she will be sending many Discord messages or messages to us to send to you.
That's Allison. Allison will be hassling you. Allison has already.
Will be hassling you continuously. So you get to feel what it's like to be me.
Yes. Welcome to a day in the life of Dan.
a Dan simulator. Just kidding. Allison doesn't hassle me. I love Allison. But only a little bit. Yes, no, it was super fun. I love doing the 24-hour stream. As I get older, remembering that the first time we did it, I was like 30, 29, something like that. I don't remember. Now, after I think always like I could do this and it'll be fine. My body will hold up and I'll be in a good mental space for the majority of it. And that becomes not true after about 12 or 13 hours. Yeah. So it's like, boy, howdy. And also I love you guys so much, but I'm getting married next year. And you know how they say like your wife is your best friend, or like your partner should be your best friend. You guys are my best friends and I love you so much. Spending a whole day with you guys is a lot. And then whenever I come, but doing that with anybody is like a lot. And then whenever I get off and I'm just like, oh, Hannah, I love you so much. And I want to spend all of my time with you forever.
Yeah, no, he's not even lying. He was like, at the end, we were like, hey guys, it was great. Let's wrap up. Let's chat for a minute. He's like, nah, guys, fuck you. I'm gone. I'm gone.
You. I gotta go hang out with my beautiful fiance who I love. I love her. No, but it's so much fun. I always love doing it. I love being tortured lightly for the children as well.
Lightly.
And we also figured out we unironically figured out one of the best games the MFC has ever created. So I'm gonna be making more of that to do.
It was fun and confusing.
I did like that.
It's fun in two things. Two things is great. But yeah, that was really fun. Mm-hmm. Was there what was your favorite parts of it? Guys. You too, and also in the chat, if you were watching our 24-hour stream, tell us what was your favorite part if you were there.
That was the first time I played Helldivers, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah, that's when we were getting a little crazy, but it was a good time.
It was fun. Wayne was there.
Wayne was there
too. Yeah. Yeah, for me, I think I said it when we wrapped up, but it's always kind of the connections we make through that stream is really special to me. We get more of our listeners there at that time than we do during our normal active podcasting. So it's always very cool for me to catch up with those people and get to talk to them for extended periods because we're streaming for 24 hours. And also the people we bring in to play with, Triforce Quartet. That was very cool. Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts, just because we really get to connect with people and I don't know, just enjoy time together. And I just really like that part of the 24-hour stream compared to our normal stuff. So that's my favorite part.
It's always fun to be connecting with other people, especially friends that we have, the friends we made along the way. Yeah. 20, it's not you, it's not me, it's the friends we made along the way. Chris, did you answer already? Whenever I asked?
Yeah, I said Helldivers was a lot of fun.
You did. I like that. What did I like?
I was going to say, Dan, are you avoiding the question because you haven't picked yet?
What part?
Well, he was just saying how he fucking hates hanging
out. I fucking hate you
guys.
Right,
so that was
so
not his favorite.
much.
That was actually his least favorite part of it.
No, it's I love hanging out with you guys. It's just it reminds me that you are all my best friends, but Hannah is my bestest friend in the entire world. You know.
Wow. Okay. I'm glad it reminds you down a peg.
Just
getting
slightly.
better and better, Dan.
Listen, it's just slightly, okay? Gray says, I like the variety is cool. Wait, I liked the variety is cool, so people can enjoy all the things, and if they only have certain amount of time, can pick what they want to watch more.
Yeah. So that's something we always try to do. The schedule is really hard, but it's also really important for me to get out early because I feel that way too. 24 hours is a really long time. And if somebody just wants to come and either participate in a portion because they play that game and we have audience or something that can come in, I want them to do that. Or if they just really like a certain game, they want to see us play that they don't normally get to see us play. I like having that pretty set schedule. Although we get off a pinch, we usually stick to it pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty impressive, actually. I always think we're going to get really off, and we don't. So yeah, that I love, and I'm glad that somebody who's watching loves that because it's a lot of work to get that schedule together. But I'm glad that
that's awesome.
That works for people.
My favorite thing is always discovering that putting board games at the end of a 24-hour gaming session is not a good idea.
It's not. It seems like such a good idea because it's a good wrap.
Because you're okay, it's chill, it's calm.
And it's too chill.
But then it's I'm so tired. I'm so tired, and I don't want to learn it. I don't want to play by the rules. Let's just make funny fart jokes.
Yeah, we should just do Uno for the last hour every time.
For the last hour, Uno, return into. I do love Uno.
Uno is.
There were four of us. We could have done Uno. Yeah. Uno is great. I do love Uno. But yeah, anybody playing? So we played Helldivers 2 during the stream. Really great. Loving it. Mm-hmm. I'm sure if you've been on the internet, you've seen Helldivers 2. Allison, have you played anything else since the stream? New?
I have. Fun? I won't talk about it a whole lot because I know we took a minute there. And I did want to take a minute there just to shout that out.
Same.
But I have started Ragnarok Origins online.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been playing that a lot and I have a lot to say on it, but again, I won't do it this time. I'll save it for next time to just kind of discuss. But I'm enjoying it. I love MMOs because it helps you meet a community and people and connect with people in a way I don't because I am the worst introvert of existence. I don't know. So
not the worst or the best introvert.
The best. There you go. That's better. The best introvert that's ever existed. And otherwise I wouldn't make friends. So that's a thing. But I'll talk about it more later because there's a lot I could go over because it's a new game and everything.
Yeah. I've been playing. I was going to talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I don't. I feel like I need more time in it still, just to kind of figure out everything. It's a time suck. About 10 hours in, and it's and I just like I think I just beat like the second boss in it, but like
Oh wow.
it's but it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff. They did the same thing with the first one. They added a lot of stuff to do. So I'll talk about that next time. Chris, anything you want to tease for the next time?
I mean, I just wanted to say, like, I have been thinking about getting Final Fantasy VII, but I'm playing other things like Helldivers, and I want to like enjoy that thoroughly before
Before jumping into it.
before jumping into some like such a large time suck.
It's pretty good, but also, well, get Insomnia, and then
Mm-hmm.
you too can have all these fine things.
Yes.
Gesticulates to all of my half-finished hobbies. Great, cool beans. Well, so you'll hear some more about games next time. But hey, once again, thank you everyone who was there to keep us company during the 24-hour stream. Everybody who donated, thank you. That all that money goes to help helps the kids. And yeah, I love you all.
In smaller doses.
But I love you more, and I want you all to remember that.
I love you all slightly less than I love Allison and Chris. So if you want to keep adding like on the ladder of things, so it's
But
Hannah at
but
the top.
again, all the viewers, I love you more than they do because this is a competition.
Oh,
dang it!
I mean,
That's what I mean.
yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, so that being said,
I kid.
that being said, you know who we really love? Mario.
Zelda. Oh,
I thought you were going to say Little Scoops, and I was going to just leave.
Will
I
Scoops.
have
No,
so much
look what you did. You
PTSD.
summoned him.
I didn't mean to summon him. I just have PTSD.
Did
so I thought
somebody
he was bringing
say
it on?
Will Scoops?
Go home, Will Scoops.
Nobody did.
Oh, but I love when people say my name. It's me, Will Scoops.
Scoops.
Can I have a hug, Allison?
You can hug my foot as I punch you. Perfect, thank you.
And he's gone.
Excellent.
Oh, I forgot to do this. I should have done. And then he goes. But anyway, it's what we all love is Mario. Hey, it's March 10th. That means it's Mario Day. Happy Mario Day, everybody in the chat. Happy Mario Day to the Game Brew crew.
Happy Mario Day.
Happy Mario Day. We've already gotten some pretty cool news on Mario Day. We got a release date. We got a release date for the remaster of Super Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. Or Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. What did
nice.
I say?
You said Super Mario, but that's okay.
I said Super Mario. Well, he's pretty super.
Or like a Mario, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What else we have? You can get 50 platinum Nintendo points. That means nothing. The Super Mario Brothers animated film, the next one, is going to release in 2026. We got that.
Like the sequel to the one that was voiced by Chris Pratt and stuff.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Nice. With Jack Black. Thousand Year Door is going to release on April 23rd of this year.
Soon.
That's very soon. And Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is supposed to release in May 23rd.
Wow.
Boom. And then there's some new Game Boy stuff, but those are the big ones. There's new Super Mario Bros. Movie and Mario games, but cool.
Oh, Lego Mario Kart sets for 2025. That's the real
Lego Mario Kart because Lego stuff. Sets. Oh, nice. That's very cool.
Lego anything is so good.
That's pretty dope.
I love Legos. We were just moving some of the Legos in the house around today, just to capitalize on the space. But we all know Mario is our favorite everything. He's our favorite plumber. He's the best tennis player and soccer player.
Best doctor.
Best doctor. I've had a lot of doctors. Don't go see Dr. Acula. Dr. Mario is great though.
Or what about Dr. Spaceman?
Dr. Spaceman. Dr. Spaceman is great. He's great at competing at the Olympics. He's really good at partying and saving the Mushroom Kingdom. But he has evolved over the years from...
We're talking about Mario again.
Yeah, Mario.
Not Dr. Spaceman.
Not Dr. Spaceman. Dr. Spaceman. But so we just kind of want to go back and like kind of look at some of the stuff with Mario, how he's kind of evolved over the years, how he started out. So Mario, do you guys know what year the first instance of Mario was from? It's not a trivia game. You could just guess.
No, I think I know. I feel like I was looking at this earlier. It was like 1981.
1981.
It was definitely the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it was 1981. 1981 is whenever.
It was?
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
yeah,
I was going to say.
Sorry.
I don't know. I thought we were all guessing. I was like, it's
no. It wasn't a guessing.
It
was more of just a question. But 1981 is when Donkey Kong first came out, and that was the very first instance of Mario, designed by Shigeru Miyamoto. So what was his name? Do you remember what his name was? I wrote it in the script, so you can cheat. But
it's Jumpman, right?
Jumpman. He was called Jumpman initially.
That's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
He jumps.
Yeah. That's all he did. He Jumpman. And what was his profession?
He was a plumber, right? He was still a plumber.
He was a construction worker.
Neither.
Right?
He was a carpenter. Was his first?
Okay,
you were close enough, but that was
because
it.
he was like working on the site that Donkey Kong raided, right? That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, that was what Miyamoto said is the initially he was they had to come up with like what was his job. He was like, well, I guess he's a carpenter. I don't know. He's like a guy in a red hat and blue pants, and he saves a princess named
Peach. No, Daisy.
Did she have a name then?
Pauline.
Yeah.
That's
that's right. Oh, I knew that. It was in the recesses of my brain.
Yes, Pauline was the name of it. But that was the first.
In the Mind Palace.
That was the first
in
thing.
The Mind Palace. I just had to open the right door.
Your Mind Palace has doors. Mine's just a cave system.
It's just a cave system.
This is all caves. But yeah. So it started out as. I mean, when's the last time you played Donkey Kong, like the original one?
I guess it's not technically the original one because it was on Game Boy, but when I had a Game Boy as a child.
Nice.
Allison? I don't know. I'm trying to think of the last specific time. I know it was on an arcade machine somewhere, but the question was where. And it wasn't like an original arcade machine.
But it was like it was like an arcade cabinet.
Yeah. It was a cabinet somewhere.
Nice.
It was mine.
It could have been. That's what I was trying to remember.
I
was like, what do we play downstairs?
I honestly think the last time I played it was on Donkey Kong 64 because there's this.
Oh yeah.
In order to actually beat the game, you have to beat a few levels of Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
The original one in Donkey Kong 64, and I remember being so pissed off because it was so bad at it.
It was hard.
It was tough. But it started out with that in 1981, and then it continued. We didn't get like the classic Super Mario Bros. Like, what do you like? We think of Super Mario as the side scroller,
right?
The
side scroller,
yeah. We think of the side scrolling game where we go left and right, we jump, we eat the mushrooms, we get bigger, we get the flare flower, we shoot the fireballs, that kind of stuff. That wasn't the first Super Mario Bros. Game, though. There was the Mario Brothers game.
That's before they were super.
That's before they were super, which was like a 2-player like battler. Do you remember? Do you remember that at all?
Yeah, I feel like I've seen that. Yeah, but like it still had the mushrooms.
It did have the mushrooms. It was kind of like you could do similar levels in Super Mario World 2 or 3. where it's like it was like you had like pipes and stuff. And that's also when they changed Mario to be a plumber too, because they were like, oh, there's pipes. So now the Mario Brothers, Mario and Luigi, have to be plumbers. And then in 1985, so we had 4 years of regular Mario, and then we got the Super Mario Brothers on the Nintendo, which was the big step up from there. Which I played all the time.
Yeah.
At my grandma's house, actually.
That was literally the first video game I played.
Super Mario
I was
Brothers?
a baby. Yeah, I was a baby, and I wasn't like playing it appropriately.
What does that mean?
Well, she was a baby.
No. It was like it was on NES, and there's a picture of me like in a crib, and our NES is on top of the old school like tube TV in a wooden cabinet, right? You know what I'm talking about. And I'm in a playpen and in a diaper, like cheesing at the camera. And like my dad has told me that was the first game I played because he was like playing and I was crying and I wouldn't stop crying. So he gave me a controller and I just played with the buttons. So like I wasn't really playing, but that's the first game I played. If you want to get serious about it.
I do want to get serious about it.
And then I played it for real when I was older, but yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Christy, when did you play Super Mario Bros?
I got so like the first actual, console, is the Game Boy. So it came with there was one that came with it. Can't remember which one that was. I feel like it wasn't like a good one.
I'm trying to think of like on Game Boy.
I can imagine. I can see what it looks. It was Super Mario Land.
Yeah.
Super Mario Land. Is
that
the one? No, because Super Mario Bros. 2 is the one that was like everyone was like taller or weirder looking, and you could like pull up the turnips and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Does that make sense?
Maybe this was the one that had like the weird like Easter Island figures in the background and like I don't know. I felt like it wasn't the best. I feel like
I don't know. It has like really good memories for me. If I played it today, maybe I would argue differently.
But
I don't know.
It's
good.
like it doesn't take place in the Mushroom Kingdom, which is interesting. It's set in a place called Saraza Land.
Yes, I do know what. Okay, you are talking about the one that I think you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, and that's a little bit different. It's like everyone's a little bit floatier. It's like not the same. But I always the biggest one I remember was Super Mario World. 2? No, Super Mario World, because it was like the one where you could like it wasn't just the progression of stages. It was the one where you would like there was the overworld. And it was on Super Nintendo, so you would like go and like select the new one, and Yoshi was in it.
That was the one. I'm looking at a screen of it, so yeah, I remember that one. I didn't have a TV console until the N64, so I kind of missed out on a lot of like the Super
on
Nintendo
that kind of stuff.
But
since then I've gone back and
I've always had them, but they were like later than released.
Right.
Because we would like get them at yard sales because like we were poor. So we would get them at yard sales and stuff with like a crock pot of games that came with it or something. That
like they came in a crock pot?
Yeah, for the Atari it did. Yeah, when we got the Atari, they were like, there's all the games that come with it. You want to buy them all? And my mom was like, cool, can I have the crock pot too? And they were like, okay.
Sure.
So yeah, it was like we took the whole crock pot of games. It was a huge, deep like crock pot. Anyway, yeah, like it so I've like vividly remember these because I was usually playing them as an older age than what I should have been for the release of the console, if you will. But definitely Super Mario World is like the core memory.
Yeah.
That one is the one that kind of changed things for me with video games because like I said, I was playing things later, but that was the first game that really resonated as like, this is special.
Yeah. Like I
think it was
this.
Yoshi. Yeah. I think it was Yoshi that did it, but
and Yoshi's pretty
it was awesome. Yeah.
And well, then we had Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, which was great, but also different. And you have to listen to Baby Mario cry anytime you get hit over and over again, which I don't know if anyone else has like terrifying sense nightmares of that baby crying for so long because I was a child and I was bad at playing this game.
Is it worse than Princess Ruto?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Just go to YouTube, type in baby Mario crying, and like imagine listening to that for like 2 minutes because you just can't get the bubble that he's like running around in. I recommend it only if you want to saw off your ears.
Scar yourself.
But yeah, but that was like, those are the ones I think about. And then we got into the evolution of 3D Mario once the N64 came out, because we had the Mario experimenting with other things. He was a doctor by this point. We had carts that he was driving around.
I feel like carts was like the first big. Well, I guess Dr. Mario too.
Dr. Mario was huge,
and then Paper Mario.
Paper Mario was in, or Super Mario RPG was the Super Nintendo.
Right.
Yeah,
Paper Mario was on N64 though.
Yes.
After he became a doctor.
After he was a doctor. After he was on Super Mario 64, which is when that was kind of the. Yeah, that was kind of like the first, like, hey, Mario's 3D now. Check it out.
Yeah. It's,
yeah, he wrote his own prescription to make himself paper.
Yeah. I love this. Gray says midlife crisis Mario being a doctor than buying a fancy car. Typical. It is. Yeah.
You know what it tracks? I never thought of it that way.
I mean, listen, he's got the money. He's a doctor. He had all those bills to pay off. But once he did, man.
He was just buying stuff. He retired early, and then he got into golf and tennis. And
those are tennis. His retirement,
beating an underground fight club where he beats up all his friends
and like people from other games.
He had something to prove. You know, you hit that age.
Yeah. And then he started partying also.
Oh yeah, with all his friends. So I was thinking about this like when I was doing some of my research, like, so apparently he's been in like 250 some games.
It's a lot. I started to count them at one point.
It must be the character that's been in the most games. I can't think of anyone else that has been in more games.
There's just no way.
I honestly don't think so, because I honestly do think so. Let me rephrase that. I honestly think so, or I honestly think that there has not been anyone who's the same.
Okay. There we go. Now I know what you're saying.
Sorry.
Yes. Well, yeah.
I had to flip backwards and forwards to get on the same page, but we got there.
That's something like special about Mario. Like, Mario is synonymous with Nintendo, period.
Yes. In the same way that Sonic was for Sega.
Right.
But more so, I feel like. Yeah,
it was mascot. And that was the first idea of like making a game character a mascot like that for the whole console, I think.
I mean, even when you think about Sega, like with Sonic, even then I'm like, not even as much. Like it's just like I don't like it just doesn't fit. And even now, hey, guess what? Sonic and Mario, they go to the Olympics sometimes. You know, every once in a while
for some strange reason.
It just happens.
Yeah. Well, and Sonic is in that Fight Club now.
That's true. Sonic is in the Fight Club too. There's a lot of people in that Fight Club, and they keep adding more people with swords. They need to cut that out.
It's all those Fire Emblem folks.
Yeah, just all sorts. But he's also got they also have, what other crossovers did he do? There was the Rabbids, Mario plus Rabbids.
Oh yeah, Rabbids. That was weird, but it kind of was cool. I don't know if you played it. I played a little bit.
I did. It is weird, but the Rabbids are also weird. Like
they are.
Because they were they're a Ubisoft thing. Because they were in was it a Rayman? Yes. It was Rayman, Raving Rabbids. And then they were just like, oh, we're just going to take these Rabbids and put them in other things. Toad would be in more games than Mario.
I mean,
Ray says.
So
Toad
But-
would be in more games than Mario?
I don't think
There were things in researching this that, like, me as a wannabe trivia queen, right?
Yeah.
Like, I have, like I said, doors up here. Can't always unlock them, but they're there. And like, I have all this dumb vats of knowledge that I can sometimes unlock and sometimes go, yeah, I knew that. Mario was the referee in Punch-Out.
Mario was the referee in Punch-Out.
Canonically, the
That's
referee
awesome.
in Punch-Out. You know, I've played Punch-Out so many times, and I've seen that character, and now it's like, of course that was Mario, but then it was just like some dude. I didn't really consider, some dude with a mustache who's the referee. But now that I've when I was looking into things for this topic, I found that I was like, oh my god, he's so many places that I didn't even think about him being in the Nintendo verse, right?
Yeah, they just put him in stuff. He has so many careers. This man.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite career he's done, or like what's your favorite version of Mario though?
I kind of love Dr. Mario, honestly, for whatever reason. Like, I know the game isn't like him being a doctor; it's more just like a way to make a puzzle game, because that was a thing back in the day because of Tetris, I guess.
Yeah.
Sort of Tetris. But I just like him in the lab in the doctor coat for
with the little mirror thing. I don't know what it's called. Yeah. I don't know what it's called.
I know what you're talking about.
I agree. Dr. Mario is the best version of Mario.
Well, he's got his doctorate. Of course it is.
Yeah, and that's definitely the way the game was for me. So like it was on Game Boy for me. I could take it with me. It was really like, it was something other than Tetris, because I was really into Tetris, because at that point, like, I didn't understand that I loved puzzle games. Because there weren't
are good.
Yeah, there weren't many options out there there were actually. There weren't in my hands, because I was very behind on the times. But for me, like Tetris and then like Dr. Mario was something like different, unique, and very cool for me to grab, pick up, play for a long time, or just a little bit if I had a little bit of time, and put down. And it like tickled an itch in my brain that I didn't know that I had or needed to fill with better and more puzzle games. So yeah, Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario.
I like the Mario Strikers version of Mario, just because it's like number one, I just loved the box animation, like the art animation for that game.
About that game
was so cool.
I don't know if I played that one.
Super Mario Strikers is legitimately the only soccer game I've played and liked in my entire life. It's so good.
Yeah, that's funny, because I that's the only sport I played was soccer, and I loved soccer. And Mia Hamm on the 64 was like life. But I didn't even know this existed, and now I kind of want to play it. So I'm
Super Mario Strikers. I don't know if there's a more recent version of it. Hold on.
I'm kind of bummed that they haven't like redone like any of the sports games, and I don't know why.
Right,
but they were always a lot of fun.
I was gonna say, I'll just have to find an emulator that Nintendo hasn't punched into the ground yet that allows this one to play.
There is a Mario Strikers Battle League for yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, Mario Strikers Battle League for the Switch.
Wasn't there a baseball? Yeah, Superstar Baseball. He played every sport.
He's played. I don't know if there's a Mario Bowling.
No,
I bet there is.
Bowling.
But yeah, Super Mario Strikers was on the GameCube, and we would play that.
I see Mario Bowling.
There is a Mario Bowling.
Carnival Bowling.
Mario
Super Mario Wii.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. Well,
we've got Mario Super Sluggers. We've got Mario Superstar Baseball.
There's two. A whole bunch of different ones.
And just regular baseball, but that apparently doesn't count.
Mario
Tennis.
Mario and Sonic Dream Bowling.
Mario and Sonic Dream Bowling. Did you guys know that there's like a whole? This is a tangent. I'm apologizing for it ahead of time. You know fan fiction. You know it's a thing that exists, right?
Okay, I'm very familiar. Yes.
Okay, so there's like a whole like slew of fan fiction that is based on Mario and Sonic romantic fan fiction.
Of course there is. It's the internet.
And
it's the internet
I feel like I experienced it by listening to the Game Grumps at some point, like reading it, and it's wild. But
I'm sure it's wild. It's the concept is wild. I do want to take back what I said. They've been making sports games. I just haven't been aware of them.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, there's Mario Sports Superstars, there, which came out in 2017. There's Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games making out.
Are you sure that wasn't a fanfic?
Mario Strikers Battle League, like you said, in 2022. Mario Golf Super Rush in 2021. Mario Tennis
Golf.
Aces in 2018.
Mario Golf was great. I loved Mario Golf on the N64. I think was the one that the last one of those that I played. But
there was a Mario Dance Dance Revolution remix.
Really?
Oh,
2005.
Huh.
Oh, Mario.
I couldn't even, like, you can't even research this topic enough. Like, you have to have a doctorate in Mario.
You have to be a Dr. Mario?
No. You have to have, you have to be a you have to be a Mario doctor. It's different. It's different.
It's slightly different.
Yeah.
But like honestly, like in trying to that's why I had so much of a difficult time. Like when I was sending you guys ideas for what maybe we could talk about, I was like, how do we even tackle this?
He's done everything.
Yeah. It's crazy to me. Like I knew he was very ingrained in Nintendo and there were a lot of games, but I didn't know the excess, even with all the weird trivia knowledge I have of his gaming, like seed spreading. What is a better way to say that?
Oh, don't say it like that.
I know. I want a better way.
I feel his Mario, I don't know. I guess it's dominance? No.
No, I think that was the only way to say it, and I'm sorry I did. But
I guess we're all we're all Mario subs at this point, really.
No.
Yes, yes, Mario Daddy.
Oh, no, I don't want the topic to go here. Let's go back.
We'll go back. No, we'll go back. We'll go back. I liked, but there's been so many of different. It is wild because it really is like Mario is kind of like the perfect mascot because he could do anything, you know? Like it's just like he's just a guy. He's just a guy. He's a plumber and he cares about, saving people from being in danger, He barely says anything. When he does, it's wahoo or here we go or wah, 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 wah.
So positive.
You're so good at that, Dan.
Thank you. I am a trained actor.
I know. I feel like
actor, a thespian.
A thespian on my time.
I feel like we have like actor expectations out of you, but I don't. But they come through anyway, and I'm like, thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
That was a gem.
Listen, I could do. It's me, Mario. But it's like, even then, it's like he doesn't ever say anything. Even in games now, like you'd think that they'd get to a point where they'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna give Mario lines." He doesn't. He never has lines. Mario RPG, he doesn't have lines. He doesn't say anything.
Do they? I can't remember. Do they like say what he says?
No, Luigi says everything. He's just there. He just kind of like is just ... most of the time,
Yeah.
It's the Link effect. It's like a very Nintendo thing.
Well, it's probably they don't want to have them say what they want him to say. They want you to think what he says. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
No, that's like the silent protagonist is a good way. And this is also why it works, I think, as they could put him in anything, because the silent protagonist is great because you could put yourself in their shoes as like a watcher or player or reader if you were to read it in a book. Because then it's like, oh, it's me. It's why people It's a me, Mario.
Yeah. So the voice, it says his voice first appeared briefly on the CD version of Mario Teaches Typing. By the way, that was a thing?
Oh, yeah.
What?
There's also
diving into holes I don't... Take this back.
You're diving into holes.
I caught myself on this one.
Phrasing.
I am diving into the bits of the internet history that I didn't know existed. There we go.
There's an educational game for the Nintendo Super Nintendo called Mario is Missing. You should look that up. It's
so that was apparently the first time his voice appeared, but the like classic voice we all know was Super Mario 64.
Yes.
That's where that came from. So that's so interesting.
Because before that it was just assorted boing noises.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But see, like for us, because like we were so young when these things happened, I just thought it was always there in some way. And like not in the games that didn't have voices, right? Yeah, or 8-bit. Like I know what was going on there, but like I just kind of, I don't know. I just thought it came sooner than that, but I guess it didn't.
It didn't. It was really the first time, and that was, I think, is that when Charles Martinet was doing it?
Yeah, he's done it like pretty much ever since, right?
Yes, that was the iconic
except
moment
for Chris Pratt
there.
Well,
before it wasn't him. Before it wasn't him, but that was the moment that he got a true voice in a game per se, rather than like I guess a typing tutor or whatever.
Where do you think, so Mario's been a lot of places, right? He's been to the Mushroom Kingdom.
He's a busy boy.
He's been to
that bullshit place in that one game I was talking about earlier.
That Rabbids World. Wait, what? The
Sarasa Land or whatever.
Oh, Sarasa Land. He's been there. He's been to a bunch of different places with his magical hat. He's been to space.
He's been to New York. No, New Donk City.
New like Donk City.
Right, that's right.
Wicked Thai Chicken says, bring back John Leguizamo as Mario. Well, John Leguizamo was Luigi Mario, not Mario. If we wanted to bring back Mario, we'd be bringing back
necromancy and
what's the actor's name? Oh no, Bob Hoskins.
Also, Smee in Hook. Also, Eddie Valiant in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh God, so many good roles. Good. Bob Hoskins was a national treasure, not for us, for England, because he was British, but the for the UK rather. But John Leguizamo was my favorite part of that movie. You could go back and listen to us if you are if you listen to the podcasts. We did a game view podcast where we watched the Super Mario Brothers movie. I'm sorry, Super Mario Bros. The movie. But it's don't great. Okay,
we'll check the clip later.
We'll check the clip later. I don't. We're gonna listen to it.
I thought I fixed it.
Probably made it worse.
But where's Mario going next, guys? Where's the next place for Mario?
I don't know. Probably a remake of some sort.
No, but like Mario's done a bunch of stuff. What's his next thing? What's the next big new Mario IP?
He goes Super Mario Joust.
So he rides an ostrich around and jousts other people. Mario does prawn. Pip says, which
that's rule 34.
He already
there.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's on there. Or unless she's talking about him becoming a chef in New Orleans and he just cooks prawns, which is also good. Has Mario been a chef? Has there been a chef Mario?
Oh yeah. Somebody cosplayed it at MagFest.
There's Mario Batali. Does that count?
Mario Chef is a playable character in the Mario Kart franchise. His first appearance was the Mario Kart Tour. Okay. Yes. Cool. I'm into it.
What job hasn't he done?
He's done them all, dude. I think we also did a podcast about all the jobs Mario's had. But Allison, what do you think? What's the next? Where does Mario go next? Where do we go from here?
That's such a good question that I wasn't ready for, Dan.
Yeah, I can do the hard hitting questions. Listen, I do. Listen, I know we had Ian the last time, and
Okay.
he asked a bunch of really deep stuff, and I'm here just
so
like,
hear me out.
oh, Mario
I've got it.
wears red pants. What about that?
I have it. It's
What
okay.
are you about that?
Look, Mario's demographic, we've grown up with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're all elder millennials, and what we all need is a good therapist. So Dr. Mario is going to resurge, but as our therapist. That's my thought.
Okay. Dr.
So,
Mario, certified psychotherapist.
What actually, and you said something. You said we grew up with him, and he's kind of with us. I don't know if that's true anymore. I think he's for a younger generation.
Well, he's one of the most interesting in that way, where we grew up with him, but also he can stand the test of time and really cycle through every generation, in my opinion. I think that it is one of the characters that we grew up with, but it's not just us, which is crazy to me because so many of them, like, I think they tried that with Sonic, and I don't think it landed quite as well, right? They tried to make this movie that was kind of kid friendly, but like, this isn't a character.
The first one was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But like, I don't think that character resonates with children like the Mario movie did that they released. Children flocked to see that in a bigger way, in my opinion. I think it's really interesting. Although this character has grown up with us and he deserves to give us therapy. You're right. He is also still with the younger generation. So good for him.
He's always, and that's where he's always been. Like, there wasn't a point where anyone was just like, we need a new dark Mario. We need a Mario that is like
the Twilight Princess version of Mario.
Right. So Dan, I want you to answer the same question. Where do you think Mario is going next before I continue that thought?
Well, let's see. So we got the most recent one was Super Mario Wonder, where we got Super Mario Flower Kingdoms stuff, but with music elements, which is really cool. I'm thinking the next thing is going to be, I feel like we should get like a cross universe. This is what I want, and it's never going to happen, but I want like a Mario to cross over into Sonic Adventure. Like, you know how Sonic Adventure 2 is like the best Sonic game that's ever existed?
Sure.
No?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
At the speed of sound.
Yeah, honestly, that's the one I played the most, so I will agree. Go on.
I would love to have like a buddy adventure game with Sonic and Mario. Like, I don't want them to be like,
you don't want it to be Mario and Luigi.
I want
it to be Sonic and Mario.
No, I've been reading too much Rule 34 fan fiction.
Too much fanfic, and you just want it?
Dan, I just want to note we didn't ask you to do this for research. You did this on your own.
Well, I didn't.
Okay.
Wait, I wasn't supposed to read 3 days worth of Mario and Sonic.
That wasn't anywhere in my requirements for this episode. Actually, I didn't know you were going to bring it up until this moment. I'm concerned for you, and we'll talk later. But
I think I need to go delete my internet history.
And also go see
Dr. Mario therapist. And I like
he'll be here soon.
Gray said, I know it's a me, but how does this make you feel? No, but for real,
so, who's the Tails or who's the Luigi?
No. I think it's brain? I think it's like because in like there's been a lot of Sonic games where he gets like transported to a different world and he like has like a different buddy of some kind. But like I'm thinking like, you know, Mario, Sonic get transported to like some other world and they have to get back, and it's like you could kind of like switch back and forth between them. Like there's Mario does all these different platforming / magic-y things, and then you have like running levels with Sonic. I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Luigi and everyone else would be. There's always a B plot, so you have like extra bonus levels where the other characters are trying to get them back somewhere. Where Tails and Luigi are both like, Tails is like, wow, oh no, we have to go help Sonic, and then Luigi's just like, and then, like running from ghosts and stuff. And like Waluigi
okay.
and Mario.
Okay, and so then on that thought of like this
Mhm.
is an icon who's really transcended generations.
Mm-hmm.
For real. Like kids know him. Like babies know him. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe that's because it's forced with the parent like influence. But like we know him. My dad knows this character and played these games too. And my dad doesn't play a lot of things, but this is a character he knows immediately and we can talk about still to this day. Like, why? Why this character? Allison also can ask the hard-hitting questions.
That's an interesting question. I really think it's because it's just so much like so everyman. Like it's just from his inception to just being like he's just a guy doing his job and saving the world or the princess, you know?
Yeah, I really struggle to like come up with an answer to this. Like I don't know what it is about Mario that makes us like him so much. I mean, yeah, maybe it is that. Or maybe it's just like it's such a weird, like it's like a weird little guy in a super weird situation. How'd he get there? We don't know. He just is there and he just does what he does. I don't know. Like it's weird. I don't know.
Is it the mustache?
It's definitely the mustache.
I think
Who wants a mustache, right?
No,
I do.
I think that's kind of it. I think it's all of those things. Like I think personally, because I thought about this for a while. I put you guys on the spot, but I had time. Because it's my question. I know. Like he has a really like just memorable design, right? Like, but he can mold into anything.
Mm-hmm.
But you still know it's him. Like I said, the Punch Out ref, I didn't think that was him until I read an article that said, no, that's him. And then I went,
and you
oh
look
God,
at him, you're like, no, that's him.
Yeah. So he's recognizable, iconic. The games are accessible. They're not too hard. So kids can play them. Not all of them. But they get harder and they get more challenging. And there's extra things you can do to make them more challenging. And I think that's important. And like the games all focus on like really core things like
they nail
adventure,
what they do.
Right. Adventure, simple. Adventure, friendship, overcoming things. Like that's it, right? That's every Mario game, no matter what we're playing.
Gorillas throwing barrels at you.
Right. It's not overly complicated. So it's really easy for kids to understand and enjoy and know what they're doing and have a purpose. And it's also something meaningful for adults to play through. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things, but those are a lot of it for me. And like for our generation, obviously, a lot of it's rooted in nostalgia. So
I also think it's like the concentric circles because his head's a circle and then his nose is a circle and then his body's kind
very
of a
much
circle.
like Mickey.
Like Mickey Mouse, yeah, kind of like
interesting.
He has those rounds. I mean,
honestly, I think about I really do think about like his nose, and that just makes me happy. I don't know why. Just like his big round nose.
It reminds me of in the Super Mario 64 where you could like do the face thing.
Oh yeah, you could like pull his face apart and like do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I take everything I said away. Erase everything we've talked about this whole time. Mario is circles.
That's circles. It. Listen, what do you think about it? We're all circles.
It's the circles.
That's the reason. That's
some of us are more circles than others.
No.
Mario is circles. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That was all I have to say now. I want you to erase everything that's come out of my mouth up until this point.
No, Allison. Don't erase it. Allison has like the best points and like thinks so heavily about stuff, but I just like
so heavily about everything. No, I love it. Honestly, that gets to the core of everything.
Circles are comfy. Everybody likes round shapes, V says. Ooh, I love bagels. I do love bagels. Wow, great. Okay, well that's Mario. Everybody, keep playing his games.
Enjoy those.
Paper
I don't
Mario.
think we have a choice. They're going to keep coming out. Apparently,
they are.
Even if you don't play them, how many of those have you played? I have.
I played.
Who's played those? I would like a poll of how many Mario games
I
you
haven't played all 250 for sure.
I'm going to post a list of all 250 for everyone to look at if they feel like it and be dumbfounded at how many you haven't played.
Yep.
Oh, and there's the Princess Peach game that's coming out this year too.
Oh, yeah.
Showtime. Not to mention Inverted Mario Wario.
The best version.
Wow.
If you go to Mac,
I'm gonna
you would believe
win.
that's true. There's way more Warios than there are Marios.
Tetris 99 has Mario in it. Super Mario Maker. People make their own Marios. Mario Sports. DK's Jungle Climber. Mario's in it.
Guys and everything.
This guy's freaking in everything.
Must get tired.
There was a lot of
He gets more tired from running through Dan's dreams every night, apparently. But
no, he doesn't, because he's being carried by Sonic, and Sonic just has to go fast.
Gosh, see, I forget those fine details.
I want to go fast, and also inside you. Wow, it's a me.
No. Oh, okay. We should end.
We should probably end. Great, cool.
It got weird.
This kid got specific. If anybody has any burning questions, please feel free to post them in the chat.
Specifically
any
about the fanfics or the
any burning questions for Dan can be DM'd to me later
Good,
as I psychoanalyze
Wario
this
with that fat dump
with him.
And then
Oh
but yeah.
no! Oh no! Don't read chat.
I did already. It's too bad. But if you have any burning questions, you can always put them in the chat now while we're doing the plugs. We'll answer them whenever we can. Or you can go to our Discord, bit.ly/discobrew, and you can ask us any questions there. Come hang out with us whenever we're playing games. You can see pictures. We just post some videos, chat with other people who like the Game Brew.
Yet I cannot stress enough, never ask about this ever again. This never happened. We're all forgetting.
Except for how it's going to be on the internet forever.
And you're still posting this episode. Can we cut that? We still can cut that.
Listen, we can cut things, but I'm just so lazy. So lazy. Speaking of which, you can listen to the podcast by going to your favorite podcasting app and going to the space Game Brew, all one word, podcast, GAMEBREW. And if you're listening to it right now, thanks for listening to the podcast. Tell your friends about it. Tell your moms about it. Tell your mom's friends about it. Don't tell your dads. Your dads already know.
They're here. Thanks, Dan's dad.
They're here. Thanks, Death Pat. Yeah. And then Allison, anything to plug?
No, I can't anymore. I can't put my name on this.
Well, it's too bad, because this one is published specifically by Allison Van Devender.
No.
You can find her.
Please stop. I am going to get back to streaming. I'm having surgery in 2 weeks, and after that, I am going to get right back into it. Now that I know what's going on, I feel comfortable to do this again. So expect that in April, and I'll let you know the exact day when I have it after I heal, but it should be beginning of April.
Tight. Love it. Chris, do you have anything to plug?
No, I'm good.
Nothing. You don't want to plug anything?
Nope.
Drains?
Nope. I get uncomfortable, honestly, every time you ask me if I want to plug something. So.
Oh no. Okay. Great. Well, I'll plug.
We're there, so
I'll plug my friend Chris. He's a great guy. And then I also stream, I guess, on the on twitch.tv/tubecrazed. You could go there. I haven't done it in a while because I've been playing Final Fantasy VII, and we had a 24-hour stream, and I didn't want to play video games after that for a little bit. But yeah, that's about it for me. If you have any burning questions, please let us know at the Game Brew on everything, especially our Discord. You can send us an email at on our Gmail. We do. It's the Game Brew. Well, I have it on my phone, but I don't remember any of the passwords. It's
I got it.
It's the game. It's the Game Brew at gmail.com. Is it the Game Brew podcast or just the Game Brew? I think it's just the Game Brew at gmail.com.
Maybe don't send us emails.
If you do, that'd be hilarious, and I'd be totally
the gamebrew at gmail.com.
The gamebrew at gmail.com. So you can do that, and then we're going to end the podcast portion of this by saying what we say whenever we end the podcast, which is good night, everybody.
Everybody, Danny the psychiatrist.